If you think having vision boards, repeating money mantras, or that brand new planner will allow you to finally manifest your financial goals this new year, well, you're gonna waste your time if you haven't figured out this one thing first. So I will dive into exactly just that so you truly focus on what matters to achieve your financial goals this new year. Because this is what allowed me to stop procrastinating and delaying my goals, now having been able to fund my dream life into reality today. So let's get into it. So let's get real personal and up close talking about our topic today as I get ready with you. Get ready with me. Alright? So this is a great time to talk about this because I realize that sometimes we get deep into like the vision boards, the manifestation planners, or the manifestation techniques, or repeating those money mantras. But there's really a huge missing piece why those don't work for most people. When I say most people, that includes me, because I also thought like, oh, I just need to like put my goals on a planner. I actually had that kind of planner. I even posted about it here on my YouTube channel way back when. And then I would just need to like repeat to myself that I am capable, that I am enough, and that I would just need to look at a vision board every day, and then I would manifest all of my financial goals. But let me tell you why those didn't work for me before, and why it's also not going to work for you if you don't figure out this thing first. You can't just visualize your goals into reality without understanding first what has been limiting you to get there for the past few years. Like, this is the problem with vision boards. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna look at my goals, what I envision myself to be, and then I'm going to manifest them. But then we don't have awareness about the thoughts that have been limiting us to get there. So for instance, say you actually doubt yourself. You actually don't believe you're capable enough. Even if you say like, oh, I'm gonna make this happen, but deep down inside you're like, am I really good enough for that? Will I really be capable of doing that? Am I good enough to do XYZ? Or will I be able to trust myself with my spending and achieve my financial goals for 2024? Or do you actually doubt yourself that you'd actually be consistent because you've failed yourself many times before? Maybe you're trying to manifest six-figure savings and having regular savings, or being consistent with your savings, but deep down you doubt yourself that you'd ever be consistent. You don't trust yourself with your spending decisions. So why do you think you'd be able to manifest that when deep down inside in your subconscious you don't believe that it's possible for you? You don't believe that you're actually capable of being consistent. You don't believe that you'd actually be disciplined enough. The thing is, if you want to build consistent habits and build sustainable money systems, you need to understand first how habits are actually built. And the truth is, it's 10% from your conscious mind and 90% from your subconscious mind. And in order for you to actually understand how your habits are dictated by you, it's not by just telling yourself, I'm gonna do this, I'm capable, I am finally going to have self-discipline, I'm going to have the willpower. That's only 10% of your brain working. You need to understand what are the subconscious money paradigms, what are the subconscious thoughts and beliefs you've had around money that have been dictating those habits you don't like, those toxic spending habits, those guilt that you feel when you spend. Like, those are happening subconsciously, and only when you become aware of those subconscious thoughts and limiting thoughts and beliefs around money, that's only when you will be able to reprogram your habits. So it's not just consciously visualizing your goals, it's not just consciously repeating money mantras or consciously telling yourself like, I'm going to save consistently today, and tell yourself in front of the mirror. No, that's a very conscious effort, and those conscious efforts will only work if subconsciously you believe it's actually going to be possible. You believe that it's actually something that you are capable of doing. You believe that there is proof that you'd be able to follow through. That's why it's very hard to manifest goals into reality if you haven't first identified what are those fears and worries that have been preventing you from being consistent in taking action on them. My analogy is, like when you're on the road and then you see those bright orange cones that are in the way, and they were placed there so that you don't go on that route, or it prevents you to go to a certain destination because may construction or bawal lang talaga dumaan doon. Think of it that way. Now your fears, worries, limiting beliefs, and limiting thoughts around money, those are like those bright orange cones. If you're trying to manifest your goals without identifying first what are those orange cones that have been in your way, then you're constantly just going around circles thinking that you're gonna get past those cones, but in reality, you don't even know what has been blocking you. Don't even know what has been preventing you to get your destination or to get on the path that you've always wanted to take. I remember one of my clients who told me like, I'm trying to repeat those money mantras so that I could attract abundance, so that I could finally spend guilt-free, knowing that it will always come back to me. And even though she has been doing that, she still goes back to the cycle of feeling guilty about spending on herself. Because subconsciously, she doesn't believe it's true. She doesn't believe that she can just attract abundance. She doesn't believe that those goals are possible for her. Because only when we were able to identify those limiting beliefs, those thoughts that have been running in her subconscious brain, that's only when she was able to identify those bright orange cones and actually have the power to take that away and put it aside, knowing that she's always been in control from the very beginning. Because the thing is, you can't just repeat money mantra so that you could finally fund your goals if deep down you don't believe it's true for you. And this is very deeply conditioned in our subconscious. Because I've seen it time and time again when my clients came to me struggling, when they're like, I know I want to manifest investing in that property. But then we realize as we go through our coaching that deep down inside, they realize like, they doubt themselves if they'd make the right decision because they've always been told that they don't make right decisions, or that they've always wanted to get validation from the people around them, so they never trusted their own decision making, or they're scared to take risks because they grew up knowing that it's important to always have money and you always have to hoard your savings, but then that prevented her to actually make the right investments, the right opportunities that would make her feel like her money is going somewhere. Or it's when you're trying to manifest a dream business or the dream business venture, but deep down inside you doubt yourself if you'd ever be consistent with saving enough business capital, or if you'd ever have enough courage to quit your 9-to-5 job because you've always associated financial security with a corporate job. That's why, as a money mindset and life coach, having been coaching several Filipino corporate professionals, freelancers, business owners, I really help them first identify the root cause of their limiting beliefs and limiting thoughts around themselves and money. Because only when I help them heal that root cause, that's only when they actually start building trust and confidence in themselves to make the wise money decisions, to actually be consistent with their money habits, to actually follow through with their financial plans. That's why when I actually guide my clients in this inner work, this mindset work, it actually translates into the external, wherein they suddenly become motivated to stick to their financial systems because they don't have those bright orange cones in their way anymore. And they realize that all of these limiting things that have been stopping them have all been built up in their mind. And so when I help them bring awareness to that and actually reframe that and shift their mindset into something that is more empowering, that is something that allows them to trust in themselves, trust in their own decision making, that's when they're actually able to take consistent action on building the habits that they want and achieving the savings that they want, and actually spending on their enjoyment without the guilt, and actually funding their huge life milestones one by one. Because I want you to think of, going back to my analogy of the bright orange cones, like when you see those on the road, you're kind of forced to be within a certain space. Like you can't go beyond those orange cones, right? And that's my analogy when it comes to your limiting beliefs around money, that it keeps you small. It keeps you within your certain comfort zone because you think that, oh, I'm protected here, or I'm safe here, like I'm used to here. I should be grateful for this safe place that I am in. It keeps you small. Okay, and you don't even realize that those beliefs are not anymore protecting you, but it's actually limiting you from pursuing the life that you want. And this is what I love guiding my clients on in our coaching sessions one-on-one, is that I help them dig deep into what has been those beliefs that have been living in their mind subconsciously, that have been keeping them small, that have been letting them just settle for what's in front of them and not allowing themselves to step out of their comfort zone and actually pursue their dream life, to actually pursue what they truly want out of life, that will truly give them lasting happiness, lasting freedom. So that's why when I coach my clients, I really want to make sure I hold them to the standard of someone who is capable of funding their huge life milestones, who is capable of funding their dream life, because that's how I coach them. We start off with really mapping out their dream life, the dream life that they want to manifest, right? And then once they get crystal clear on the life that they truly want for themselves, not what's expected of them, then I help them dig deep into like, okay, so what has been preventing you to get there? What has been limiting you for the past years? What has stopped you from getting there? Because only when we uncover these orange cones that have been in the way, that have been blocking them from getting out of their comfort zone, of getting to the path that they want to be in pursuing that career, in pursuing all those huge life milestones that they've set for themselves, then that's when I get to help them in reframing and shifting their mindset at the subconscious level, so that they could really take control of their subconscious thoughts about themselves, about the money. And then from there, they get to be empowered to realize that, hey, like, I'm actually capable of doing this. There's really nothing in the way that's stopping me from pursuing these goals. It's really just my mind. It's really just me who has been in my way of funding these huge life milestones for myself. And then from there, that's when I help them create a custom fit financial roadmap and financial system that's aligned to funding their huge life milestones, to funding their dream life into reality. And then this is when they realize, they tell me like, oh my gosh, it could actually be so simple now because I have the right mindset, because I trust in myself, because there's nothing anymore that's limiting me, that's preventing me, that's in the way of manifesting these goals. And that's why this is what I mean, that this is that one thing that Filipinos missed out on when they're trying to achieve their financial goals, when they're trying to manifest the right habits for their money, or they're trying to finally achieve those financial milestones for their life, is that they need to understand these limiting beliefs first and heal the root cause of these limiting beliefs first, because from there they have the solid mindset to actually carry them on to be empowered in sticking to a simple, sustainable financial system. Because I've said it before and I'll say it again. Okay, if you want to be truly financially free, it's 10% money management and 90% overcoming these limiting beliefs you have around money. Because I've seen it time and time again in my life and coaching several Filipino professionals, that only when I was able to guide them in identifying and overcoming their limiting beliefs around money, that's when they became more consistent with saving. That's when they were able to curb their spending. That's when they were able to trust themselves. That's only when they were able to truly prioritize funding the life that they want for themselves, enjoy the things that they've always wanted to do, enjoy the experiences, the travels without feeling guilty about it, and saving up that capital for the dream business so that they could finally go full time with it, to finally invest that property that they had been eyeing on. It all started with understanding those limiting beliefs and overcoming them. This is what truly allows my clients to break the cycle of their unhealthy spending habits, to also finally break free from money anxiety, financial pressure, and finally build those sustainable money habits and systems that actually allow them to achieve their financial milestones and goals. Because isn't that the end goal? So let me tell you a real life story from my experience, okay, that really made me realize this. And because for the longest time, and I've shared it here, that I always wanted to be a full-time content creator, I wanted to be a full-time business owner, but I just kept procrastinating being consistent with posting, or I kept delaying investing in that course that would allow me to have the skills and tools to be a life coach. And it's really because I wasn't aware of those thoughts I had around it. Like, I thought I just needed the strategies. I thought I just needed to just keep watching videos on YouTube about how to start posting consistently or how to have a better time management strategy. But then what people don't talk about enough are, how do you become aware of the limiting beliefs and thoughts that you have that have been preventing you from taking action? And I realized it's because I just kept telling to myself, like, what if I embarrass myself? What if this is not valuable enough? What if I make a fool out of myself? Or what if I invest in that course, in that program that's expensive, but it doesn't work out for me? What if I don't become consistent with the course I took, with the actions I needed to take, because I'm used to procrastinating and not prioritizing these dreams that I have for myself? What if I drain out my savings when I become a full-time content creator and entrepreneur because it's an unconventional path? Like, what if I think that this kind of path, this kind of career only works out for people who are lucky or who are more talented than me? Because only when I became honest to myself about these thoughts and identified them and actually understood where it's coming from, what the root cause is, that's only when I became motivated to actually take action. That's when I realized, like, there's nothing else in the way for me to keep doing this. Only when I learned how to reframe and shift my mindset around money, around myself, that's when I stopped procrastinating and delaying my dreams, which led to quitting my corporate job, achieving my six-figure savings, my first million pesos net worth today, to becoming a full-time entrepreneur and content creator, and now funding like the biggest dreams that I once thought were like impossible, like funding my Europe trip, to finally investing in the property, the dream property that I've always wanted with my husband. Like, this is why I've been able to fund my huge life milestones for the past 3 years, because I have been able to really master this skill of knowing when limiting beliefs are in the way, when my fears and worries are the only thing that's stopping me, and that my mind is the only one stopping me. Because that's when I realize I'm in control. I'm in control of my thoughts, I'm in control of being aware of them, and I'm in control of how I can shift them. So if you're curious to know the exact process that I guide my clients with in developing the proper mindset and overcoming their limiting beliefs around money, so that they'd finally be able to build consistent, sustainable money habits and systems for funding their huge life milestones, then I invite you to join my free live training. So the topic will be all about how to be financially free with one income stream at a time as a Filipino corporate professional, freelancer, or small business owner. You are so welcome in this training, so that you can discover my 3-step roadmap to my version of financial freedom today that allowed me to fund these huge life milestones that I've talked about, because of the proper mindset and system around money that I have developed and I have coached several clients on without having those complicated systems or depriving yourself in the process. I'm so excited to share this, because this is where I've condensed lessons and experiences from my own life and also coaching several Filipino professionals in truly becoming financially free with one income stream at a time, that allowed them to fund their huge life milestones, from finally moving to the career that they want, to finally investing in the property that they want, to finally becoming debt free and achieving their six-figure savings, to finally start making huge investments that would make them feel secure about their future. Like, all these things, it started with these 3 steps that I'm going to dive into inside my free live training. So if you want to join as soon as I go live, then make sure you register through the link in my bio. Only when you register will you receive the link on where I will be going live for this training. And also, this is where you'll be notified for the event as soon as I go live, so that you don't miss out. This is the training that you want to be in if you finally want to prioritize your financial goals this 2024, when it comes to building the savings that you want, when it comes to finally being able to spend guilt-free, and finally prioritize funding those huge life milestones and goals that you've always wanted for yourself. Because this is what I wish I knew earlier, when I would procrastinate and delay those dreams that I've had, and set aside finally like the savings that would allow me to pursue the dreams that I've always wanted for myself that I have achieved today. So by joining this free training, you'll also learn more about how I can personally coach you in overcoming your limiting beliefs in like 2 to 3 coaching sessions alone, because that's how I've literally helped my clients. And when they finally overcome those beliefs that have been stopping them, they were able to be more confident and at peace with building sustainable money habits that allow them to fund their huge financial milestones. Nakakatawa. O, diba? Ay, yung mascara ko. Ano yan? Figure out natin yan mamaya. So, also in this free training, you also learn real life case studies from my clients so that you could really visualize for yourself how possible this is when you go through the right process, when you go through a process that's already proven and tested by me and my experience having built my first ₱1,000,000 net worth, and also coaching several Filipino professionals today that have allowed them to fund their huge life milestones one by one with one income stream at a time. I can share like one snippet of a client example here that I'm just excited to talk about, and that is my client Fatima. Like, I interviewed her on my YouTube channel here, and then she shared that like because she was in that constant state of money anxiety, it really prevented her from truly living freely, to enjoy spending her money, to actually feel secure about her future goals, because she kept thinking like, is this enough? Am I secured enough? Am I saving enough? All of that. So only when I helped her understand the root cause of those limiting beliefs and those thoughts that she had around money that made her feel anxious, that's only when she truly found the capacity and mental clarity and confidence to actually pursue the huge life milestones and dreams that she had been putting aside before and actually put it as a priority. So that's what allowed her to finally prioritize launching her dream mentorship for freelancers that led to her highest cash month, and also how it gave her the confidence to finally invest in a lot property that she had been eyeing for so long, and finally made a down payment because she now has the proper mindset and systems around money that gave her the confidence that I am ready for this and I am capable of doing this. So this is how I envision my clients to be at, is that when they're finally able to have that solid financial foundation of the right mindset and systems around money, they're able to create that trust and confidence in themselves that their version of financial freedom is actually very, very attainable. So this is what I'm exactly going to touch on even further and more in depth in my free live training. So make sure you register through the link in my bio and really kickstart the new year at the right path, so that you can stop wasting your time with constantly manifesting, visualizing with all the planners and all of those strategies that you see, and finally do it in a way that you're going to be consistent. You're going to be excited to build your consistent money habits and finally achieve those financial goals this new year. I am super excited to do this live and virtually, and because also you get to ask questions that you may have about my process, about how I can coach you as well, because you can actually book a free assessment call with me if you want to know like how exactly my systems are the right fit for your financial situation, with your financial goals. Q1 is fully booked for my coaching program, which is something I'm so grateful for, and my next lot is in April. So if this is something that you're eyeing to do, finally prioritize your financial goals to fund your huge life milestones with the right money habits and systems in your life, then I'm excited to catch you in my free live training this February 23 to be exact. And I'm looking forward to teaching you all of the things that I've learned, all of the things that I've experienced, so that you can also see how your version of financial freedom is absolutely possible for you as well. So I'm super excited to see you in my free live training. So make sure you register down below to gain that access and be notified as soon as I go live. And if you want more tips on how to fail-proof your money goals this new year, you could check out this video that I did last year that would still be very much applicable to where you are today if you are very, very keen on finally achieving your financial goals for the new year.